Hello, I'm Doug Stenslick with Wildsnow, and I'm here to introduce a speed ascent project on Himlung Himal in the Himalayas. And I got introduced to this project a few weeks ago when I did a podcast with Benedikt Böhm, who is the managing director of DynaFit worldwide. Benny has been with DynaFit for a long time, developing it into the Four Seasons brand it is now. While he was doing that, he's done really cool speed projects all over the Himalayas, in the Alps. Really cool bike to ski that he did in Iran, which we cover in the podcast. But this one specifically is cool because he's doing it in the fall when no one else is really climbing and skiing in the Himalayas. So it gives us something fun to talk about in September. And he's doing it with Prakash Sherpa, who is one of the few international certified mountain guides who's Nepalese and has already completed many 8,000 meter peaks. Himlung specifically is a 7,000 meter peak, and then they're not just going there to climb it, they're going there to ski it, to climb and ski it in hopefully under 8 hours. So follow along. We're getting dispatches from them every couple days, and we'll hope to have some really intriguing video content all fall long. Thanks.
Dear Wildsnow community, we are here in base camp of Himlung. Unfortunately, we don't see so much today, but it's a beautiful base camp. It's about 4,800 meters high, so higher than Mont Blanc actually. And today is a little bit of a rainy day, but we have already been at the mountain. We are totally alone here. There's nobody, actually nobody. The only thing which we found was a lot of trash in Camp 1. So we cleaned up Camp 1, we cleaned up Camp 2, and we brought a lot of trash bags down here. And yeah, I'm super happy to have you with us on this journey. We will send daily updates and everything, and I'm here together. Maybe we have a look. I'm here together with the kitchen tent, but the guys are sleeping. We're here together with Prakash Sherpa. Prakash Sherpa is a very recognized, not only mountain guide, but also my partner here. And he is, how many 8,000 meter peaks you've done, buddy? 5.
5, Everest 3 with the 7.
Exactly. And Prakash is also skiing here with me, sometimes. No, but it's a lot of fun to partner up with a Nepalese pro climber and doing Himlung. We want to do it below 10 hours, so speed up from base camp and skiing down, and stay tuned. Take care. Sun is coming. Another beautiful day at Himlung. Vamos a la glacier. Vamos a la glacier. So we're here on almost 5,800 meters, and now this is the key part, because
we have to open the key.
You have to open the key because you can see it everywhere, the climate change, and glacier is melting away like crazy, and it changed totally because according to all the literature I was reading, it was really easy. But now the glacier is totally opened up and it's moving. And we have to find a way on the other side, and even on the other side, it looks not amazing. So there's maybe 2 ways, one here and one over traverse, but we have no idea what it looks like. So our great cameraman, alexdemilia, he will go now with the drone and we'll check. Can I sit here, my friend?
Yes, of course,
Yes?
friend. You are welcome.
Get it out, baby! Come on! glacier looks totally messed up. Totally. No. Let's have a look. Prakash, you're the best.
No.
You're the absolute best.
We are all best.
No, you're the best. I'm really glad we are now at the glacier.
Yeah.
Super cool. This looked much worse, huh?
Yeah.
And now we put on the skis. First time in your brand new ski boots.
Yeah.
Will be
Exciting.
yo.
Yo. First time in Himalaya.
How is it, Prakash?
Very good.
Being on skis.
Amazing.
6,100 meters. Camp 2. First some leftovers. Who knows how much more. There's Himlung. A little bit in cloud. Almost cleaned as well. There's some mattresses over there. But we're gonna take these for sleeping actually up here. Oh, nice. This is a big tent, totally full of water, but that's how it is. All right, see you down there 2 hours later from camp 2. Well, 2 hours later back in base camp. Trash load is also back, and let's have a shower.
Yes. We have a puja at base camp, and every mountain when we climb we do puja. Puja is we take permission to climb before the mountain. Also we respect the nature or connection with the nature. And after puja we left Camp 1, which is very nice hiking with the Benny and Alex. When we reached Camp 1 we saw many trash everywhere, like gas, plastic, tea bag, you know, this Coca-Cola bottles or everything. And Benny decided to cleaner than before. So we clean off all the trash and bring it down, I think almost 35 kg. So we are still cleaning. Maybe next days we will bring one more 10-15 kg, which is very good. And all the people, all the expedition operator think always complaining about government. Government is not about the government. We have to think also, we have to clean ourselves, because this is what we did. Like, this is what we did here, because otherwise the trust will not come themselves. So, and this is very important to clean up the mountain, everyone, if you think really positive and if you think about the future, because the glacier is melting every second, every day, and which is we cannot see for the next generation.
Yeah, this expedition is very special, not only because we are totally alone at the mountain here at Himlung, but also because I'm climbing together with Prakash Sherpa, which is cool because we are on eye level and I can learn so much from his, not only his mountaineering style. He's an extreme good alpinist, which I'm not for sure. I'm a ski climber, but that's it. And but also the way he's adapted to altitude. I mean, he's moving like a snow leopard. He doesn't need any adaptation. I wasn't aware that that Sherpa don't need adaptation at all. He could go tomorrow to an 8,000 meter peak, even if he comes from Europe. And we, as Europeans, we have to acclimatize step by step, but that's nothing he has to do because he's genetically really advantaged. And that's also the reason why we see mainly Sherpa at these high mountains as workers as high altitude porters, as guides, as he is. And and that's interesting because there's hardly any other ethical group, not from Nepal or from other countries from the Himalayas, but it's mainly really Sherpas on these high mountains. And without Sherpa, there wouldn't be nothing would move, because they secure the mountain. There are these ice doctors and making everything secure. And it's also interesting to talk to him because he says that most of these Sherpa, especially the porters who are responsible to carry all the loads like oxygen for the clients and loads and tents and I mean everything basically, that they're pretty old today, and the next years they might even die out because now Nepal is rising and these Sherpa don't need to do that anymore. So for them it's a job, it's not a passion, it's a job. For Prakash today it's a passion, but for these guys it's a pure job, and it's not very it's a risky job. So these next generations, they say, well, why should I do that anymore? And so more or less we see that there's a problem that Sherpa will still join it, and if there's no Sherpa, then it will be very hard to make commercial expeditions because there's hardly anyone who can do that job and is willing to do that job. So very interesting how everything is moving, and also these different backgrounds. I mean, Prakash is really representing a typical Nepalese background. I mean, he's grown up in a village where only 30 people live, where you have to walk 8 days to get to the village, which is incredible. So from the last point of where you get to with the car on a crazy dirt road, and then you have to walk 8 days to get to this village. And in these villages there are bears and there are Indian leopards and there's all kind of risks, and it's a hard life, and there's farming, and his father was also a little bit of a porter, so he got into the mountains, and things are changing on the other hand. Today Prakash has a girlfriend who is from Greece for a couple of years. They already said they're gonna marry, so he's experiencing a totally different world, and he's spending a lot of time in Europe and also in other countries, and suddenly these cultures, I wouldn't say clash, but for sure need to be brought into balance, and that's very interesting to see how these things are changing in his generation from one generation to another. For example, what also really took me was that his brother was I don't know how you can say it, but his brother joined or was taken to a monastery when he was 5 years old. My daughter is 5 years old. If I imagine that I give her to a monastery and I won't see her for another 10 years, because that's what it was like. The parents didn't see his son for another 10 years because he was in this monastery, and that was part of the education, and that's it. So the youngest son goes to the monastery. But there's many, many more stories which are very touching for me and really keep me thinking. And on the other hand, and this is maybe the last sentence, it's amazing how this passion for mountains in the end brings us together, and how we are sharing values. I mean, that's kind of, we are from so different backgrounds, but how we get along very well on that, due to that passion we have for the mountains and for the nature.